Today we're going to see if we can take the syrup inside of Gushers and turn it into a soda you can drink. Grace, you weren't with us the last time we did Gushers, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Well,
I heard it was a delightful experience.
Are in for a treat. We had a comment on Reddit recommending that we take the juice that we got out of the Gushers and we try and make it into soda. We have a soda stream machine, adds carbonation. We've got some water, we've got Gushers now. Unfortunately, the original Gushers juice that we made like over a year ago, we threw out after a long time. It was, I assume
you
it was
guys kept it?
For a while, yeah. Just had a cup of the juice in case we had any good ideas. Well, it took a while, but we are going to extract some new Gushers juice and then we're gonna try and add it to water to get it to a good flavor level like soda, and we're gonna see if we can carbonate it and make Gushers flavored soda. Here's the basic idea. We're following a comment suggestion to see if we can use the syrup inside of Gushers candy to flavor a soda of our own making. We're going to take the juice out of the Gushers, add it to water, and try and carbonate it.
So I'm intrigued by the seam of these. There's like a seam on them.
There is.
Which is pretty cool. So where do I cut this for the most effective juicing?
So they aren't perfectly uniformly made. You can just sort of pick a spot, but often as you pick one up, you can sort of see a dark point where the juice is nearer to the surface.
Nearer to the surface.
And that's where I like to try and just stab it. You can also just squeeze them until it pops, but then you never know where the juice is going to come out.
I hate that. So yes, I had a Gusher for the first time in my life this morning.
And how was it?
It was great until it gushed. And Nate looked at me and went, that's the whole point of the Gusher.
She doesn't like the Gushers part of Gushers. All of these that we're going off of, we've got the same three flavors. We have strawberry peach, orange cherry, and raspberry lemonade, which means that our soda will be strawberry peach, orange cherry, raspberry lemonade flavored, which is a delightful fruit medley. Not very
So
precise.
Is the inside flavor all the same?
I think that each inside flavor matches its outside flavor. All right, how was your first Gushers juice extraction experience?
My fingers hurt from like squeezing.
Grace chose not to use the knife to puncture the Gushers, which I think makes it a lot easier.
But your hands aren't stained. Mine are because of my hyperhidrosis.
Probably. Okay.
So I collect all the colors and the dyes.
So a standard can of soda has 12 ounces of liquid, at least here in America, and that's a cup and a half. So we're gonna start with, I think, just a little more than a cup and a half, because we'll probably do some taste tests to make sure we're getting like the right concentration of flavor. All right, so that's a little over a cup and a half, and I don't know how much of this syrup we're gonna need to mix in. I hope not all of it. I wanna try cooking it and see if it can turn into a hard candy. So there's ingredients on the box, but it doesn't separate out the shell and the juice. Sugar, corn syrup, dried corn syrup, pear puree concentrate, modified corn syrup, fructose, which is also sugar, maltodextrin, also sugar, and then less than 2% of a whole bunch of little chemicals.
You poured it in your hand? What kind of technique was that?
Brazilian. That way I don't get my germs all over the spoon. But it needs a lot more syrup still.
I will never get used to that.
Ooh, it's getting pretty close.
Oh, that's good.
That's actually not bad. Actually try it.
God, I hate when you say that.
It's because you aren't actually trying it. You're like looking at it and being like, no, I don't like it at all. Now, you're allowed to not like it, but you have to actually try it before you don't like it. That was my rule growing up in my parents' house.
Same, that's why we had the deer.
You don't have to like it, but you have to try it before you don't like it.
I don't like the aftertaste. You can literally taste all the chemicals.
It is a little chemically. All right, I'm gonna go add a little bit more, but not much. I think that's pretty close, so.
I am the artiste now.
Now with this stuff in the pan, while Grace is designing our soda logo, I'm going to take this and I'm gonna cook it.
With my second grade art skills.
Awesome. And I'm gonna see if by cooking this, boiling it a little bit, it gets to a point where it will solidify into a hard candy. All right, look at that. Gush soda.
No, you didn't say it right.
I'm sorry.
Soda.
Oh, Gush soda.
Soda.
I mean, yeah, that does taste like Gushers soda. It is fizzy. The fizzying worked, and oh man, that aftertaste you're talking about, that lingers. That stays with you for a little bit. $2.93, really close.
It looks really good.
And I think we're starting to see a color change too. It's caramelizing.
Yeah, it's not as
turning
red.
brown. Oh, that's it. Saw it at $2.99. I'm gonna call that close enough.
It's all bubbly.
It is. I bet the bubbles mostly go away though. Now let's see when that cools down if it turns into something else. It didn't really have water in it to begin with, so whatever's left, we have to see how it cooks.
Oh my gosh.
But the fact that that stuck to it is actually a good sign for the candy because it's stickier than it started. All right, we gave our Gushers soda a little bit of time to cool down. And Grace thought it would be fun to take the hard candy and form it into a taco shell, which I thought was a cool idea, but it seems that that temperature was not quite high enough for these ingredients. Or maybe it can't be formed into a hard candy because of all the stuff that's in it.
We were just a little impatient also.
Maybe, but like it cooled down to the point like that it should have been hard, and then this is still fairly flexible. I can break it if I bend it too quickly, but it is still flexing, which just means that it's not fully in a hard crack stage.
So instead we're making a burrito. It's an inside out gusher.
Tastes like Gushers, guys. It honestly is. It has that flavor. It tastes like them. It's carbonated. It's not terribly strong on the carbonation front. Using this machine, I think there's probably some tips and tricks to it that I don't know, but it is soda and it tastes like Gushers, so I would say we succeeded. Thank you, Zoe's Human, for the recommendation to try making Gushers soda. I am surprised at how well it worked, and now Grace has made a reverse Gushers burrito.
It's a burrito
of sorts.
You're doing great.
That's weird. Guys, if you've got more ideas of things we should try with Gushers, let us know. Maybe we'll give them a shot. Guys, that's it for today. We've got tons of cool videos for you to see. Click that box right there to check out another one of them, and we'll see you in the next one. Talk to you then.
We'd make a great commercial.
We have to clean this up.